the school with General Hyman coming down here in the future. So that mission was an absolute success. There was no failure with anyone who is not here now. There was no failure. That was just excellence. That was pure excellence. It was all meant to happen. It was all wonderful. These are wonderful things that happen. And today we're going to get into being passive aggressive, like a female, like a vagina. All right? We're going to get into being passive aggressive. I'm going to take questions first before we get into that topic. Any questions? Let's get at it. Shaka Wolf.
Slocky, sir, if I may. And is a general question, sir. And Job, right? Is Job in the book of the entire book of Job? Is that just considered the trials and tribulations that Job went through? I know the Lord does not test us, right? But the Lord allowed the devil to test Satan. Slocky, sir. Satan was allowed to test Job, right? So how do you? I'm trying to figure the words. How do you say, like, what is the Lord doing there when in the beginning, in the first in the book of Job, chapter 1? In the book of Job, chapter 1, verses, I want to say verses 1 through 8, when the Most High said, did you I don't want to say the wrong words. Have you considered my servant Job? What is that there? I'm not understanding that. Like, is the Lord?
Why would he say that to Satan if the Lord doesn't tempt us?
Right. That's pretty much what I'm saying, sir. If the Lord doesn't tempt us, why did he even say?
Because the Lord created Satan.
Right.
That's right. The Lord knows Satan's job. He is an angel. He is not you. He's not me. Satan is not. My brothers in here don't do that. But you get my point. Satan is not disobeying the order. He knows that Satan's job is to test those who dare say they love the Lord. To love the Lord is a militant thing. It is a rebellious thing against the world to love God. That's right. Satan's job for you to prove to him. You have to prove, I love God for real. And Satan's job is to prove to you, to prove to the Most High that he does not. This man does not love you the way I love you. You understand? Satan is an angel. Angels love the Lord with perfection. That's right. They had to speak all day, every day, saying his name, saying holy, holy, holy. They obey every order. There is no angel leading the truth. You understand? That's right. Brother, which is why it says in Matthew, let there be as it is in heaven, let it be on earth. You understand? Perfect like that. Satan's job is to say, I know he's telling you he loves you. And he's telling you he's perfect. And he has been perfect this whole time. But if you let me at him, I'll show you that when the going gets rough, he does not love you. He loves you because you made his life easy. He doesn't love you because he fears you. Because he wants to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. It's not real love. He wouldn't suffer for you. Right. That's Satan's job. Satan's job is to prove you won't suffer for the Lord. You won't do it. The Lord just said what he should have said to Satan. Because Satan's job, which he got from the Lord, is to prove men. The Lord doesn't want a man who is not proved. What man is a man that has gone through nothing? You've gone through nothing at all, but you're a man. You're a man. You're going to come into the truth, and you're going to fight all these hardships. You've never been through any hardships. You expect to come into the truth, and it'll be an easy coast. You come in here for your life to get worse, not better. That's right. You understand? You come in here and you go, oh man, God, I love God, I love the Lord. You came in here for your life to get worse. That's the rude awakening for brothers, which is why brothers leave. You thought you was coming in here for your life to get easy, and everything will be peachy now, because Christianity. Your life just got 1,000 times tougher. You understand? And that's Satan's job to show him, hey man, I could take it. I'm going to take his house. I'm going to take his wife. I'm gonna take his kids. I'm gonna take his money. I'm gonna take his health. And it is your job to say, Lord, I don't need my money. I don't need my life. I don't need my kids. I'll praise you with boils from the tiptoe of my head to the toe of my feet. I will still obey you. That is your job. So when he told Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? He was just asking Satan, yeah, have you been doing your job? You understand? If I say gather emails at camp so we can email correspondence, and one day I come up to you a month after I give you that order. Yeah. What are emails? How do emails look? You don't ask why I'm asking you that. You know why I'm asking you. It is your job to collect emails. It's Satan's job to do what he did to Job. It's his job. But the Lord doesn't let him do it forever, obviously, right?
Right.
The Lord makes him let up because Satan obeys orders. So once Job proves, or any man proves, Satan will not best me. The Lord says, leave my servant alone. Satan's job is to prove you are not a servant. So once you prove you're a servant of the Most High, the Lord will instruct Satan to leave you alone.
Right. Sloppy.
Precept. No, sir.
Precept to what, sir?
Hold on. Precept. Satan's job is to prove you. And once you have proven that you are a servant of God, he leaves.
You come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation.
That is an excellent scripture. You could get something a little more on it. There's one in the book we're talking about.
In the book of Job.
Mm-hmm. Read Job chapter 1. And give me 7 demons in Matthews.
Which one you want, sir?
Job chapter 1, and give me 7 demons in Matthews.
I have Job chapter 1, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like me to start?
Drop down to where he says, hast thou considered my servant Job?
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another precept, Isaiah 43:10.
You have to pull it.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 10. Ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me.
Read it again.
Ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he.
This is the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God, and exclueth evil. Verse 9. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, doeth Job fear God for naught? Verse 10.
Somebody else give me Matthew 12. Good.
Verse 10. Hast not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land.
Drop down to when the Lord responds to Satan. When he responds after he says this.
Verse 12. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is thy power.
Is in thy power.
Is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord.
What was the last part say?
What
did the last part say?
So Satan went forth.
No, before that.
Come God. Only upon himself put not forth thy hand.
Only upon himself put not forth thy hand, meaning, yes, you can try him, but you are not allowed to kill him.
That's right.
Because the purpose of you going to Job and the purpose of me asking, have you looked at Job yet? Is I'm asking you if you did your job. I'm not telling you to kill him, because your job is not to kill him if he is an upright man. Your job is to just make sure he is an upright man. There's old UPK saying, don't be sure, make sure. Make sure that he's an upright man. Well, he's upright, Lord, but he's never suffered, Lord. You've made his life perfect from the time he was a youth. Let me put my hand upon him now. Let me try him. Let me take things from him. Let me harm him. Let me not kill him, but let me harm him. And the Lord said, go. You can do anything but kill him, because your job is to just find out whether or not he's for real. Is he the real deal? Is Job the real goods, or is he pretending? Well, the Lord just got rid of a couple of pretenders out of this school right here. You understand?
Right.
Satan got him right on the hell up out of here. Give Satan a round of applause. He did his goddamn job. He did his goddamn job to the bone, right? So when you suffer the next thing you suffer, because it is coming, when you suffer the next thing you suffer, just remember, it's for a season. It's for a time. It's for a time. Satan just want to know, I'll let his life be good for 4 straight years. I wonder what's going to happen if I do this. If I do that. Try a little bit of this. And when you stand fast, he leaves. You understand? And the Lord increases you further.
That's right.
You understand? Or you can fold like a vagina. And Satan would have, there's no skin off of our back, and there's no skin off of Satan's back. He can go back to the Lord and say, sir, either way, he's going back to the Lord with what? My job is done. Either he has a righteous man in Job, or there's a vagina that he kicked out of the school. Either way, he goes back to the Lord and says, my job is done. Go ahead.
Slightly, sir. So my overall question, my question was that, but I had a second part to the question.
Yeah.
The second part to the question is this what is considered us going through the fire, or going through being tried through the fire?
Go.
So Slovakia, I just want to make sure I'm correct. So when we come into the truth as a young man, or coming in as a young man, and it says that when the generals or when the officers or the captains say that this is, you got to go through the trial by fire, is this the fire that's considered the fire? What is Satan taking us through?
If it's not, then what the hell is it? If you losing your mother, father, brother, sister, son, daughter, rib, job, money, status, fame, whatever the hell you have in the world, if you losing that is not the fiery trial, please tell me what the hell it is. Are you waiting for Dante's Inferno to come to life? Are you waiting for the Christian hell? You understand what I'm saying? See, that's the trick right there. The trick with Christianity is convincing you that all of that is just, that's just a part of life. Hell is Dante's Inferno. You understand? Hell is Dante's Inferno, brother. The true experience is the fiery trial. They would have you believe the fiery trial is your skin burning off unlimited times and growing back. Unlimited times and growing. That's your fiery trial. Meanwhile, you're eating pork every day, all day on earth. Your fiery trial is when you stop eating pork. That's your fiery trial. Your fiery trial when you stop smoking weed and you're trying to come into the truth. You're fresh, a young man, fresh trying to come into the truth. You try to stop smoking weed, you walk down the block, and you smell the most exotic weed you've ever smelled.
Right. Right.
And your hands touch it. You understand?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this question. So, all the stuff that we was going through in the past, right before we wasn't in the truth, like,
That's because you was a sinner.
that's because you was a sinner. That's the only thing out there. That's what I wanted, because you was a sinner. You went through hell because you was a sinner. But now, you getting tried in the fire. Nah, I mean, that's a test.
Read 1 Peter 4 and 12, so I'll give you all the fiery trial.
It's like you said, oh,
1 Peter 4 and 12.
come.
Ayash,
Stop your quick precept. John 12 and 26.
precept for what?
For what the shop was asking. As far as
I'm about to pull 1 Peter 4 and 12. 1 Peter 4 and 12. Your fiery trial that he's talking about, everything you went through before you came into the truth was not no trial. You know what a trial is? A trial, I'm not talking about O.J. Simpson. A trial, when you run that triathlon, that marathon, you go through those trials. Those trials are you trying to become something. That marathon runner is trying to become the best in the world. On the trial, they literally call the practices trials.
Right.
Your trial, you were in the 220, you were in the 219, you were in the 222. Those are trials. You were trying to become something. Now, what the hell were you trying to become when you were in the world?
That's right.
What were you trying to become that Satan had to mess with you? Nothing.
Right.
You were nothing, man. You were absolutely nothing.
Right.
Satan had to do nothing because before he could even come to you to tempt you, you was already on the block with the weed out. So it was like, job done. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
Job done. He doesn't have to provoke you to do anything, brother. You're doing it. There's no trial because you're not becoming anything.
Right.
You're not becoming
Right.
nothing to the Lord. You go through trials in life, absolutely. But the trial we're talking about here is a trial unto the Lord. And brother, you had no trial unto the Lord before you came into the ISUPK. Because before the ISUPK, brother, you meant nothing to the Lord.
That's
Right.
You were a tampon to the Lord.
That's
That's
right.
what you are. You are a tampon to the Lord. And he looked at you and discarded you the way your rib discards a tampon in the goddamn trash. And she doesn't think about it. Next month, she buys another bag of Always. Whatever the hell them other brands is. You understand?
Come.
She doesn't think about the one she threw away 2 years ago. She goes and buys a new one from CVS next month. You understand?
Come.
The Lord doesn't think about you when you're in the world. Those ain't trials, Mama son. Those is, you trying to kill yourself. That's all. You being a gangbanger, you being a Christian, you being in the mosque, you being in politics, any of that. You being a good father and a good husband with a 9 to 5, but eating tuna. You're trying to kill yourself.
Right.
You understand? You're trying to kill yourself. That's all. 1 Peter 4 and 12.
Come. Book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you.
Don't think it's weird when you come to hear things happen. You come to hear things happen because you are finally trying to make something of yourself.
That's right.
You are a loser in the world. I'm going to help you. You're a loser in the world.
That's right.
You are all losers in the world. Does not matter what you were or what you did. You are a goddamn loser.
Right.
You know why? You know why? To become you in the world was easy. It was easy to become you. You know what it took to become you? You know what it took? Stand outside, grab a gun, grab some drugs. Am I lying? It's very easy to become who you are. It's easy. Were you in a church? It's very easy to become you. Sit at home, turn TV on, let your wife yell at you, run the house, let your kids grow up to be gay, let your daughter have 4 baby daddies. It's very easy to be Christian. When you was a Christian man, when you were a gangbanger, if you were in a mosque, I can become you tomorrow. You can't become me. You can't become this overnight. You can't become Kashak overnight. You can't become Ayash overnight. You understand that? It takes hours and hours of toiling work. Brother, you are like a field. You are like a soil. Picture a farmer that is farming a land of soil that is just barren. What do I mean by barren? There's no minerals in the goddamn soil. Nothing's been planted here for so long. It's been stripped of everything. They've oversprayed the pesticides. That was you. And you had to walk on the goddamn land as the farmer and till it, and take all the soil out, and replace the soil, and mineralize the soil. Replace the soil and mineralize the soil. Turn the soil over. Plant these seeds in this month. Plant these seeds in that month. And wait 7 goddamn years for the cycles of the plants and vegetables and fruits to go through so that the soil can be revitalized. That is you here. That is you here. You put in effort and work to become who you are. Now, you want to be a drug dealer, you can just call somebody tomorrow. You can't call me. You can't call the general. You can't call Captain Zaria and say, I am now officer such and such. We laugh at you. We clown you. We joke you. You understand?
Right.
We joke you. That's what we do. You call it across the line radio like you have sense and like you know what you're talking about. And we on camera laugh at you. We place you on mute so you keep saying your retarded point, and then we laugh at you. We laugh and then we correct you and we tell you where the classes are next to you. But we laugh at you for thinking that you could step to us. We laughed at Polite. Polite thought he knew something. We laughed. We laughed and embarrassed him. And then we emasculated him on the corner. You understand? You can't become this overnight. What the men of the ISUPK are is a dream for men. This is a dream. Men go to sleep, and when the movie runs in your mind, it is a dream. You dream you are us. That's what happens.
Right.
You dream you have control over your woman. You dream.
That's right.
You dream you didn't have to celebrate Christmas because you know damn well you don't want to. You would like to keep that money in your pocket every December because rent is due in January. What the hell is that? What is that broad talking about? It's for the kids. You would like to keep that in your pocket, but you struggle. You struggle controlling the broad. You struggle not celebrating holidays. You struggle not eating tuna fish.
Right.
When you go to sleep, Bob, you dream that you are a man of God. That's your dream. Your dream that you are a man of God is just, that's the only peace you have. The 30 seconds that dream lasts, that's your peace. Right there, that's it. That's your peace. To become you, it's a fire trial. It's something a lot of men don't make it through. And for that, you should be proud. Because you are not a lot of men. You are a man who was tried through the fire. You are a man more precious than the gold of Ophir. You are a man more precious than anything in this earth to the Lord. You understand that? The Lord is going to burn America down for you. That's right. You understand that? A nation full of 300-something million people are going to burn down for you. Brother, I would hope that a man like that has to go through something to prove a whole goddamn country should get burned down for him.
Right.
Who the hell are you?
That's
Prove
right.
it. Oh, you don't want to be a slave no more in America. Prove it. I would hope you do have a fiery truck. I love hearing the stories. I lost this and I lost that, sir. Now, I absolutely love when you gain it back times 10. Tenfold, like Peter said. I love when you gain it back. I love when y'all call me saying you lost ribs. Huh? You know what? I love that. Huh? I love it. I love it. Because that means you have 10 more coming.
That's
Right.
You have 10 more coming. When you say, so they fired me. What happened? I wore my jacket to work. I couldn't find my regular leather jacket. I wore my damn bomber jacket. They Googled it. They fired me, man. Damn, that's illegal. Yeah, sir, I ain't got no lawyer to fight it. Whoa. Damn. Brother, I know you will get a better job, better opportunity, months, maybe days, maybe weeks, maybe years down the line.
Right.
If you can endure. You can endure. You understand?
Come.
I love when y'all tell me something. I love it. You know why? Because I know that if you endure, there's much more for you down the road. If the Lord got rid of that stank raw, what do you think is for you in the future?
Right.
If you thought you just need, if you thought you needed her, you needed that you needed. Oh man, I needed her, and the Lord got rid of her, and you trust in the goddamn Lord. You have to ask yourself, if I thought I needed that, and I follow Him unequivocally, without question,
Right.
what the hell does He have for me down the road? If I thought she was the baddest thing moving, and I needed her, what the hell is down the road for me?
Right.
I would hope you go through a fiery trial.
Come.
I hope I'm not sitting next to no man who is in here teaching. I would hope that everybody in here went through hell.
That's right.
I hope you went
Goddamn
through
right.
hell and sit right here where you're sitting at, because faggots can't sit here.
Right.
I hope you went through hell. Everybody I know in the school went through hell. Everybody. So I hope you went through it too.
Right.
You understand?
Come.
And when vaginas can't stand the pressure on it,
Come.
Goddamn right.
or you can just go through your trial like a man. The choice is yours. Go through your trial like a man, or be a girl. You know, your woman, she argued with you one day, the next day she fought with you. That's what you really do to you. You can't do that here. You can't do that here. You do that, you'll fail your trial, and you'll be blowing around until you got that call.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, God, I got a question for a breakdown.
So,
Salagi, sir. I mean, you pretty much you answered everything I needed, right? So it's really not a question right here. This is more of a statement, right? So everything that we went through as far as Hebrew Academy and all that I guess this is a question, right? I don't know about every brother. I can't speak for all the brothers in the UK. To me, it seems like things got easier for me. I don't celebrate birthdays. I don't celebrate holidays.
what's the question?
The question
It's
is
supposed to get easy. That's supposed to get easy out. You should not call me every December 24th
not
struggling with Christmas.
I understand.
That's ridiculous. When I say fiery trial, I don't mean no growth.
Right.
What I mean is when things do happen, you can be a brother when nothing happens to you for 6 years. Huh? I'm happy for you.
Right.
I'm happy for you. I know that if you're in here sitting next to me, the Lord has proved you. So I don't question, why isn't this man going for anything? Every time I look at him, he's happy. You should be happy. Be happy. Get kicked out your house and then come to class and laugh.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I guess that's the question, sir.
Like, don't struggle every December 24th.
If you nonchalant about things, like to me,
What's the question?
the question is like,
It's fine. It's fine if it's easier for you to deal with the thing. Every year, the smaller things should get easier.
come.
The first year, a brother who loved his birthday, a sister who loved her birthday, might struggle that first year.
Right.
Might struggle that second year. That third year, she mess around, he mess around, don't even remember it was their birthday till 2 days later.
No,
snap.
no.
What's today's date? It's January 19th. Oh, snap. That happens.
Right.
I forget Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Father's Day, Mother's Day. When I remember, you know what I remember? When I have to teach a class and it's close to the day. That's it.
Right.
That's all. That's it. I open my calendar. And it says June such and such Sunday, Father's Day. And I teach on that Friday. And I go, oh, damn. Okay, I'll teach on Friday. I teach Father's Day.
Right.
That's when I remember. You understand?
Come on, car.
I don't think about Father's Day. My father is not. He knows I'm not calling him. He knows better than to call me.
Right.
My family knows better than to reach out to me saying congratulations, happy Father's Day. They know that. They know that. You understand?
Come on, car.
They know that. It should get easier for you every year. Absolutely. Those things should get easier. Don't be like, oh my God, I must be falling out the truth. It's getting a little easy. No, that just means it's time to go elevate.
I guess that's the question, sir.
Go put more work in. Go make the camp speakers 12 times harder. Go see what do we need in this. What do we need? We need to pass food out at camp. What can I do to jumpstart that?
Right.
What do we
Right.
need? We need the podium. What can I do to jumpstart that?
Right.
That's what you do.
Come on, car.
It's getting easy. Oh, I won't get comfortable with that. It can get easier. I don't care. I don't care. Don't get comfortable. It can get easy. You can wake up every day and never be tempted to smoke weed. That should happen.
Right.
Right.
That should happen after a while. You wake up every day, never even thinking about weed, never thinking about whores, never thinking about doing any of the things you used to do. You should. And when you reach that point, zero in on the truth. Zero in on what you can do to magnify your offices.
Come on, car. Come on, car,
Right.
sir.
You understand?
Come on,
Don't spend 20 years here fighting your damn demons out. I mean, love be with some brothers that spend 20 years here fighting their goddamn demons. I love you the same. I do. Truly do. I love you the same. Spend 20 years here fighting your goddamn demons. Fine. There's a man out there. There's a man who's been here 20 years just like you. And those struggles he went through in 2 years. I'm not saying he ain't go through nothing else afterwards. But that weed struggle, and that following the order struggle, and that birthday struggle, and that whore struggle, that left him after year 2.
Right.
He's zero in on his offices. You understand?
Come on, car, sir.
I love you just the same.
Come on, car, sir. Wow.
I wanted to get a breakdown on Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verses 8 to 12. No, sure. 8 to 10. It's the
12
book.
and 8. Ecclesiasticus.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 8. All argument out of line in that. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
What's your question?
I wanted a breakdown of that going into verse 9. Verse 9 says, in the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
A friend cannot be known in prosperity. Here's a brother. Here's a brother who was here, man. He came in with a lot of money. A lot of money. Came in with a lot of money, man. I remember. Came in with a lot of money. So he wasn't sweating much. He doing the truth. Got all this money from when he was in the world. And brother, the people in his life, in the world, loved him. They loved him. When he fell on hard times, his rib kicked him out. He was sleeping on a friend's couch. And the only men who had his back were the brothers in this school.
Right.
Now, that brother wound up leaving. He wound up leaving.
The truth.
Yeah. But he found out that a friend is not a friend in prosperity. A friend is a friend when you have nothing. Huh? When you have not, when you calling him, I need $5. That ain't complete, man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you the difference of something real quick. When somebody call you saying, yo, I need $400 versus, yo, I need $5. That $5 is more serious.
Right. Right.
That brother don't even have $5 for a plate. He can't go get a goddamn sandwich. That $5 is very important. A friend is not a friend in prosperity, but he is a friend when you have nothing. Right? Read on.
Come. Never trust thine enemy, for like as I
And an enemy. 8. The second part of 8.
come. And an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
And when you go through those tough times, the people who was your enemy all along show themselves.
Right.
That's
Right.
it. When you got money, you don't pay attention to who's out to get you.
That's right.
You understand? Or you don't care because you well taken care of. Yeah, it's bread, man. When you need a favor, or when it seems like when people start to feel like you need too many favors. Like, I was cool to give you $5 that one time. Like, I don't know about twice. I don't know about 3 times. And that person start to count your $5. Yeah, man, I give you $5 6 times. An enemy shows themselves. When you're ready to go, you used to make good money, man. You got with them brothers.
Yeah.
You got with them brothers, and all of a sudden, you asking me for money. All of a sudden, you want to sit on the couch. You want to sit on the couch and watch YouTube. You want to watch another man speak on YouTube.
Right.
Here's the one right here. You be on the phone with the brothers all day. Y'all gay or something. An enemy shows itself in adversity. Bro, I'm talking to him because this is a man of God. This is a peaceful, good conversation versus talking to you all day when you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money and you got a dragon in the house, son. Good night. Good night. It's over your head all day, every day. If she don't say nothing, she still make it felt. She got enough money and there's groceries in the house. It should make a little bit of food. Mommy, I'm still hungry. Oh, baby, that's all I made tonight. We gotta wait till mommy get paid again. You know, daddy lost his job. Was that necessary?
God.
It's $700 worth of groceries in his house. You could have made more food than that. What the hell is he talking about?
Right.
Oh, you just had to bring up daddy lost his job. That's what you just had to do because she's an enemy. You lay with her every night. You put your rod in her eye, and you can't trust her to not whisper in your kid's ear. She's a goddamn enemy. And when you fall down on hard times, she'll show you she's your enemy. And them brothers who you were second guessing, we right here. Same as we always been. No different. That broad you thought was just you. Here's the one brother hit me with. Thought she was the one. You're right, brother. You thought. You should never think that again. You should never think that again. You were so busy thinking this broad was the one for you, you missed the brothers you had right in your face.
Right.
The brothers you had right in your goddamn face to help you this entire time. Because that broad was just the one. You missed class for that broad. You missed camp for that broad. She's the one. As soon as you fall on hard times, you calling me like I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta. Ain't no sweat, brother. Ain't no sweat. What do you need, brother? There's no sweat. And the whole time, you was treating her like she was more important than a brother. Never treat your broad like she is more important than a brother. Because the day you fall, you will reach for us.
Right.
Right.
And if you do reach for her, you will find no hand.
Damn right.
You'll find no hand, and you'll be back reaching for me. And because I was raised compassionate, and I received an enormous amount of compassion, I will put my hand out, and we will still be brothers. But you'll have to live with the fact that you put me second for this bitch.
So
Never do that.
right.
A friend is a friend when you got money. Everybody your friend. You can't tell who the enemy is.
That's right.
When you have an enemy who you don't know is an enemy, will show you they're an enemy when you go down. Read on. Read 9.
Come. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. But in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
When you're prospering, your enemies still hate you. Just because they're not showing you that they hate you all the way, they do hate you. In the prosperity of a man, your enemy hates you. When the ISUPK wins all our debates and we're just unbeaten and can't nobody do anything with us, and we just grow and destroy people in the corner and have glorious Passovers and have just camps grow all over the country, our enemies will say, yeah, I don't agree with them brothers all the way, but I'm happy they're raising black men. They will pretend like they're happy for us. They will say, oh man, yeah, I don't agree with them all the way, but we gotta agree to disagree, man. I'm happy for what them brothers is doing, and whoop. They still hate you. They still do not like you. And you're, so 1 second. And then in your adversity, a friend will depart.
Is that the equivalent to the vainglory? When they show fake love, like they cheering you on, but they really hate you in disguise?
It's not vainglory, John.
Sloppy, sir, if I may. It's pizza and chicken fingers in the
You probably
for
want
the
to.
brothers to eat. Would you like something, sir?
I'm too.
Sure, sir. You want me to put nothing to the side for you? Okay, for the brothers, chicken finger and pizza.
They can get. They want to do it. You can bring it. You got plates and all that.
No place. We have a big towel, sir.
Y'all handle that. Y'all go ahead and handle that, man.
Don't
Just don't have everybody in the goddamn kitchen. I'll be teaching a class. All right. And in this adversity, even a friend will depart. So your enemies might pretend they're your friend, but they're not. And when you're in your adversity, who you thought was a friend will depart. The only people you have at the end of the day is your brothers, the men of the ISUPK.
Right.
You understand? These men and these sisters within these walls are trustworthy. You understand?
Right.
Trustworthy and they're real friends. All right. Any other questions?
I don't know if I can read verse 10. Good. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Never trust thine. Are we live, right? You click go live?
Come.
Okay, no sweat. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. I mean, iron rusts quick. You put iron outside with the wind and the weather and stuff like that, and the iron will rust. All right? So is his wickedness. Meaning, iron is going to rust eventually. You understand?
Right.
Eventually, iron will rust. It's going to happen. It's the same thing with your enemy. Your enemy will show his true colors eventually. Let me tell you something. You'll be sitting there agreeing with a white man. He'll be like, man, America, my country gonna fall. He'll be like, my country gonna fall all because of this ABC LGBT movement. And you'll be sitting there like, you're absolutely right, white man. Your country is gonna fall because of this ABC movement. Yeah, they got away from God and the Bible, and you'll be like, absolutely, white man. Absolutely, white man. Absolutely. Your country's gonna fall because they don't worship God. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And then he'll hit you with, yeah, everybody's gotta learn to love each other and get it. And you'll go, no, white man. That is not the solution. That is not in the Bible. Your enemy will agree with you, but eventually he'll show his wickedness. The white man will say, you're right. Black people do deserve to live. Black lives absolutely do matter. And you'll be like, thank you. Like, yeah. They shouldn't have killed Eric Garner like that. You'll be like, thank you. Yeah. But hey, man. Michael Brown deserved to die, though. You'll be like, what? Michael Brown deserved to die, man. He was wrestling with that police officer. That's why they shot him. Your enemy will agree with you for a time, and then eventually he'll show his wickedness. That goes for people. That goes for your family too. Your family will pretend they proud of you for being in the school. I'm so happy. Here's the one I got. I'm so happy you out in the damn streets. I'm so happy. Until I start telling people Mother's Day is evil. I'm not coming to Christmas. I'm not coming to Thanksgiving. I don't speak to nobody no more because they all talking about things that I don't live. When you ain't got no more drug money to give grandma to help with the rent, all of a sudden that I'm so happy for you calling the truth turn into you were so righteous, you had some money in your pocket. You understand?
Right.
Your enemy will show their wickedness from the white man all the way down to your family if they want to be your enemy. If they choose to treat you like an enemy, they will show you eventually. You understand? They'll pretend like, yeah, man, my nephew, my uncle, my father, my son, my husband is in the truth. He a good man. The minute you do something that person doesn't agree with, you are the goddamn devil himself.
Right.
Right.
Because your enemy will eventually show their wickedness. They can't hide it out. And that's why vaginas get put out in school. Because you can't hide your vagina. You can't. You can't do it. You can't. You will eventually show you are an enemy the entire time. You'll do it. You'll do it. And I'll wait you out. And I will wait you out. I don't care. I don't care. You see, I have nowhere to go. You want to outwait me? You talk about a man that don't have nowhere to go. This is home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is home. I'll wait you out. I'll wait. You think you being a secret enemy of the school, you're being wicked. You're gonna outlast somebody whose home this is? Brother, I can wait.
Right.
Shower, sleep, eat, wake up. You're still here? Okay, no sweat.
Right.
You understand?
God.
Every enemy of yours will show their wickedness in due time. Right. That's what this scripture is saying. Good. Salaki, you done?
Right.
Good.
Sluggy, if I may, sir, I have two parts. One part, I'm homeless too, so I'm with you. There's nowhere else for me to go, sir.
This
That's
is
one,
it.
sir.
This is it. I'm sleeping under this ISUPK bridge right here.
Sir.
I'm inside this ISUPK tent. Sleeping next to the ISUPK rats, petting the ISUPK pigeons.
Right. God.
I ain't got nowhere to go.
God.
This is it.
I'm with you, sir.
This is it. Go ahead.
The other part is, am I wrong for feeling the best thing that happened to me since I've been in the UPK is getting suspended?
No, you're not. Because everybody. Sometimes some brothers need that. You might have needed that. Huh? You must have needed it. You must have. If you know that the best thing that's happened to you was being shown that you're homeless. See, ISUPK is home of the truth.
Right.
It's home of the truth. So if you believe you're in the truth, this is your home. This is your home right here.
Right.
To be kicked out of your house, to quote General Hyman, a family is a family you can get kicked out of. That's a good family. This family has standards on it.
Right.
You don't measure up to these standards. Okay, we'll have to suspend you. For a time. You can come back. For a time, we'll suspend you. If you do something egregious enough, for a time, you'll be kicked out. You have the gonads to come back. So you understand? If you leave because the standards of this family were too much for you, because you were a vagina.
Right.
Maybe one day you won't be. Maybe one one day you'll get it. And one day you'll get it, and you'll be back, and you'll be, wow, I was a vagina. Maybe that'll be you one day. And for you, when I say you the first time, I'm talking in general. But for you, that must have been one of the best things that ever happened to you. It made you realize exactly what was important to you, because you didn't have your fathers and brothers, cousins, your real fathers, brothers, cousins, sisters. You didn't have us.
Right.
You didn't have us. Yeah, you had those cats you was born into the world with. Who the hell is you? Uncle Jerome that molest kids and you know and cousin Reef that sniffed dope. Who the hell are that? Who are that? You didn't have real family. You didn't have real family, so that's fine. If that made you reconsider, this is the most important thing in my life, and I have to measure up to these standards that are required of me so that I can stay here. If that's what happened to you, it's good. I don't care how you realize is the most important thing. As long as when you are here, you realize this is it.
Right.
Don't come here pussyfooting around. Don't be playing. Don't be doing none of that. This is it. If you're looking for the truth your whole life, you're here now. It's over. The search stops. Now you're here. You can stop now.
Right.
Now you can stop and zero in. Lock in. You understand? Questions? Leviticus 19 and 17. Now we're going to talk into not being passive aggressive. Brother, I have a few pet peeves. One of the biggest ones is passive aggressiveness. I cannot stand knowing you have a problem with someone and you being too much of a vagina to deal with them. I cannot stand. I cannot stand you saying you don't have a problem with someone and treating that person as though you have a problem with them. I cannot stand it. That is one of the things I hate. I hate it. I hate it. Leviticus 19 and 17.
That's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. All out of YDM have it.
Wow. Said Leviticus 19 and 17, sir.
Absolutely.
All right. The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Brother, you know this regular scripture. You cannot think evil of your brother. Your heart is your brain. Read it again.
I
didn't steal from him, sir. I didn't punch him, sir. I didn't fight him, sir. Read it again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
You cannot think evil of your brother. You can't think it. Amen. Shot stole my damn mouse. Hey, shot. You might have seen my mouse. Yes, I know you're teaching class, man. I can't locate it, man. I was watching clients do a good job too. I see him using it. You don't have to when you put it in that, did you? Oh, okay, no sure. I must have misput it. No sure. You understand?
God.
You can't think evil. You can't think it. You can't walk into school and go, what's that? cup on the floor, oh, son, I'm always leaving them goddamn cups in the Hey, mom, son. You drinking no class? Nah, ain't no problem. You left the cup on the floor? Yeah, let's just make sure we clean it back. Oh, you don't know who did it? Sure, Michael. Let's make sure we keep the school clean so we don't attract roaches.
Right. Right.
That's aggressive. Oh, it's not aggressive to you. You're not punching somebody in the face. It's not aggressive. Passive aggressiveness is having an issue with someone and handling it in the most girly way possible. Do you understand? Your woman, every time she is mad at you, she is passive aggressive. When she is mad at you, she will not make you a sandwich. But she will not tell you she's mad at you. Hey, I'm not gonna order the store, but give me a sandwich. I'll be right back. You come back, sandwich ain't done. Hey, what happened with the sandwich? Yeah. What happened with the sandwich? That's your woman.
Right.
Passive aggressive. Doing things to you, but not directly. Not being direct about it. You understand? Not being direct about it. Be direct in everything you do. Do not be passive. This is not, you don't be passive at work. Oh, yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Honestly, don't care. Don't be passive at work. You want to get walked on and all that? Go ahead. Here, you will be aggressive. You'll be aggressive or you won't be here. That's it. Like I said, aggression is not, I'll punch him in his face right now. All right, do it. Hey, that's called lack of discipline. Aggression is, let's not leave cups because it can attract roaches. Or if you know who left it, don't go talk to Ayash about, oh man, my son left this goddamn cup, man. I can't stand it. You always leaving this cup here. Cannot stand it. I'm gonna do something about that, bro. Just watch. Just wait. You know, so man, you keep leaving the cup there, man. Yeah, man, you're gonna attract roaches, man. You know that wine and sugar, you're gonna have ants and roaches in the schools. Yeah. I have to do it again, but I have to find you all. I won't come. It's aggressive. You understand? Take somebody to counsel. When the counsel is over, the counsel is over. You understand? When you take them to counsel, the counsel is over. Don't be, man, that's why I took him. That's why I had to take you to counsel last time. Because it's dead. That's dead. That's over. If you have an issue with a brother in here, you go to him and him alone. Reset.
Matthew 18 and 15.
Read it.
The book of Matthew.
Man, I see them over there talking, having a good old time at the cookout, man. They over there laughing at the table. What? He just look at me. They're talking about me. Them niggas is gossipers. Why don't you walk your vagina over there? Go greet the brother and be quiet. Why don't you do that? Don't call me saying, I think such and such was talking about me. I'm going to think you're a vagina. That's what I'm going to do.
Right.
I'm going to think that. Don't do that. Don't call me. Don't call me. You think somebody talking about you out, don't call me. Please don't do that. Don't talk to that man. You understand? Don't talk to that man and handle it like that. Read that scripture you got.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go to him and go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
That's aggressive. That's aggressive. That's aggressive. I'm handling it directly, not passively. You understand?
Right.
I'm not having an issue with the shot. And they're going to the gun, like, yo, man, I like him, bro. And the Dunya and all his righteous are going to be like, stop yourself. What the hell are you talking about? Man, I don't like him, man. I just don't like him. Always doing this and doing that. Yo, last week, man, be direct and aggressive about how you handle everything inside of this school. Direct and aggressive. You understand? When you are direct and aggressive with a man, it builds relationships. You understand? Let me tell you something. You could be getting checked by a man. He could have to check you 13 times a day. 13 times. If he is direct and aggressive, you will build a relationship with him. You're going to learn to hate unless you're just an evil man who should get kicked out anyway. You will build a relationship with him. Right. Because he is checking you directly and aggressively because he cares for you. And he doesn't want you doing the things you've been doing.
Right.
Versus, oh man, you got to think about that. Y'all ain't hear about nothing. When I think about it, y'all ain't hear about it until he was gone. He was just gone. You understand?
Right.
He was gone. When brothers leave, I told the Dunya, I said, the brother left. The brother that left recently, I said, I knew he was going to leave. And I went to all of y'all saying, I think this brother going to leave, man. This brother going to leave. I think this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Did I do that? No. You know what I did? You know what I did then, brother? I drove in front of his house. Stopped the car. And told him to come talk to me. Because as much as a vagina as he is, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not. And I gave him a chance to be a brother. Perhaps this is all a big misunderstanding and Officer Kawalga is tripping. I'll blame myself before I blame it you.
Right.
It's called brotherhood. You understand? Blame yourself before you start pointing the finger. Before I say Kashak stole my mouse, I will say I lost my mouse. Do y'all understand that?
Sir.
Before I start pointing a goddamn finger, before I start pointing the damn finger at the Kashak Award, I will go and tear my house apart for that goddamn mouse. And if I can't find it and Kashak says he hasn't seen it, I'm just buying a new mouse. You understand that? Don't be passive aggressive with your brother. Give me 2 Samuel 11 and 14.
I got a new sister in the chat. I think she would. She wants to break down Luke chapter 10, verse 21.
Pull it real quick. Luke 10, 21.
She put it up there.
That's fine.
Jesus rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, and thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babies, even so. I think she wants to break down, but that's what
There's things that the wise of this earth think they know. If you ask a scientist, he'll run every data analytic and an analysis and statistic that he can to try to tell you. He'll try to tell you why gun ownership is bad. And then you'll open the Bible. Babes. You are babes. I'm a babe. We are all babies. It's true. Huh? You understand? He's revealed it to babes. You have wise men on this earth. People who think they are wise. And they are on this earth out. And they will argue you down about why black people shouldn't have guns because of the black on black crime. They will argue you down about how a man should be able to cut his rod off because it helps. He feels he's a woman. And then you have the Bible. And then you have what God revealed to babes, which is the Bible, which is very clear cut that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. And if you don't have a gun, you should go sell that goddamn Gucci and buy a gun.
Come.
There's not a debate. You understand? You'll ask the scientists and the politicians, and they have a debate. No debate. They say COVID is this dangerous. COVID is that dangerous. And then you have the minute ISUPK. What you want me to do? Wear a mask so I can go in there and get these waters for camp. What a goddamn mask. I'm not debating with you about the dangers of COVID. I'm not doing it. You understand? Life and death is of the Lord. That's more, that saying, that scripture is more powerful than the scientists' analytics.
Right.
All them analytics about this many percent die from COVID, this monkeypox can infect this, oil will run out in here, an ice age is coming. Open the Bible. Open the Bible. You can be as wise as a scientist, you can be as wise as a baby. As a baby, the choice is yours. You understand?
No.
The choice is yours. What is it? Read it again.
It says, Jesus rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent.
You've hid these things from the wise and prudent. These wise men who run around the earth like they know everything. You have the Dr. Fauci's, you have the Donald Trumps, you have the Joe Bidens. Who's some smart white people? Who's some smart? Who's that cat with the messed up face and the goddamn robotic chair? Stephen Hawking. You got the Stephen Hawking.
Right.
You got these cats. You got Einstein running around evil, MC Square, and all this garbage out. All that dedicating 80 years of your life to science. You can't tell me why you should eat tuna. I said, Gentleman Hyman. I remember this. I said, Gentleman Hyman. I was reading some. They say if you use a microscope, tuna got scales. He said, oh, yeah? I said, yeah. He said, let me ask you something. Abraham have a telescope? No. How about Isaac? No. Jacob? No. Don't eat tuna.
Come.
Done. Oh, okay. White man must be lying. You understand? He must be lying. But surely the Lord isn't lying.
Right.
You can be as Christ thanked the Lord for revealing to him the secrets of the Bible. Versus letting him be some high-minded, all-knowing politician. Where's we at? 2 Samuel 11 and 14. Now we're gonna get into these brothers. Some of you brothers, man, y'all be passive aggressive toward these brothers, man. Matter of fact, let's jump into something I really want to cover. Let me Genesis 4. Cain was passive aggressive. Cain was passive aggressive. Genesis 4. 4. 1. Cain was passive aggressive. At any time.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord.
Yeah. Drop down to where they do their offerings.
Come. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 4. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings and his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Yeah,
Verse 5.
We know the story, right? I'm going to cover how Cain is passive aggressive. Cain is a vagina. I'm gonna cover it. And I'm gonna let you know. You know that Abel gave the best of his flock.
Right.
You understand? And here's the evil part too. If you haven't looked at it this way yet, Abel was the man. You know, Jacob is a plain man. He was a plain man dwelling in tents, making stew, right? He obtained the meat from his brother Esau, who has the spirit of Cain. Cain could have easily gave the best of his flock. He kept animals. He decided, I'm going to give you apples. You see this goddamn cow, this lamb right here? It's a prime cut of meat. I ain't giving that to some invisible God. You take these goddamn apples, dog. I want these goddamn apples. Take these goddamn apples. Read on.
But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
I ain't got no respect unto that, man. I don't want your goddamn apples. Did I ask for apples, or did I ask for apples or something you absolutely couldn't part from?
Right.
I asked for something you wanted. You don't want the goddamn apples, so why the hell do I want it? You understand?
Right.
Why do I want the apples if you don't want the apples? I want the thing you want. That lamb that you've been looking at the whole time. Perfect coat. Muscular where it's supposed to be muscular, fat where it's supposed to be fat. Shiny coat. You've been looking at him. Ooh, I'm gonna get milk from him until he X amount of age, and then he gonna be good meat, and that fur gonna be good fur. Give me him. You have none of him. Give me him. Read on.
And Cain was very wroth.
He was what?
Very wroth.
Right now, Cain is mad at the Lord because he failed. The Lord gave him clear instructions. He failed, and he got mad at the Lord because he was a greedy bastard. Read on.
And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
And now he walking around moping. He mad and sad. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen?
Now, I know we read this in Old English, so we misunderstand sometimes. Excuse that verse too. What you mad for? You ever beat? Let me tell you something. You ever beat your child? You ever beat your child? You ever put your child on punishment and they got mad, and you look at them like, what the hell are you mad for? Did you not throw the goddamn applesauce across the classroom? Wasn't that you? So why the hell are you mad? It makes no goddamn sense. Think of it like that. You read an Old English, but think of it like that. Why art thou wroth? What the hell are you mad for? Didn't I tell you, give me the first of your flock, and you brought walnuts? Wasn't that you? Didn't you do that? How the hell are you sitting there mad and sad? Go ahead.
Come. And the Lord said unto Cain,
Hey, Mom, sorry. Flip that fan down. Who the hell is feeling that? Not me. More. Tawar. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth?
What you mad for? Go ahead.
And why is thy countenance fallen?
What you walking around sad for? Go ahead. Your mother ever beat you and said what you crying for? Go ahead. Except in this case, it wasn't. In this case, it was justified. Your mother was on some BS. Your mother was on some BS. In this situation, but let's even take your mother. Let's say your mother beat you because you did something in school. Like I just said, didn't you throw that applesauce across the classroom?
Right.
What you crying for? Now you know she's saying it. That, like when she's saying, you like, mother. So I understand. Yeah. I was in the second grade. I understand.
A little bit tall.
Yeah. Right there. I understand. That was Cain.
Right.
That was Cain. If only I could see you. Right there. Read on.
Come. And thou doest well.
Hold on.
You see,
Cain wanted smoke with the Most High. We about to read. He about to read it. He got mad. No, that's not. The Lord is saying, why art, hold on, please. He's saying, why art thou wroth? Why are you mad?
Right.
I'm about to show you Cain wanted smoke. I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you the passive aggressive way he handled it because he was never a man, which is why the white man having the spirit of Cain is why you can never reason with him. You know, you talk logical with a man.
Right.
You'll never reason with the white man because he's had this spirit the entire time. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?
1 + 1 = 2. If you do well, I have no problem with it.
Right.
If I ask for a lamb and you give me walnuts, I have a problem with you. Simple. Go ahead.
Come on. And if thou doest well, not well.
And if thou dost not well,
and if thou
doest not well.
doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
If you don't do well, you're going to sin. That's it. There's two ways in life. You do well to the Lord or you sin. Go ahead. And look at this like getting a beating from your father and then him checking you right after he beat you. Bam, 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 bam. And he said, stand right there. And you standing there crying, tears stroke down your face. Didn't I tell you not to do that? What the hell are you crying for now? Didn't I tell you not to do that? Right. And you sitting there mad and hurt. Physically hurt and mad. You understand? That's why he said, why are you wrong? It's the same thing, huh? It's the same thing. You sitting there crying for it now. I gave you clear instructions. You didn't do it. You're getting beat for it. In this case, in your face, I told you I like your brother more. And you got in your feelings. Read on.
Okay. And unto thee shall be his desire.
Read again.
Unto thee shall be his desire.
If you don't do good according to the Lord, you're going to do sin. You're going to serve sin. Go ahead.
And thou shalt rule over him.
Go ahead. Next verse.
Verse 8.
That thou shalt rule over him is the sin shall rule over you.
Thou shalt rule over. Read it from the top. That verse.
Come. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
If you don't do well, sin is at the door.
Right.
Go ahead.
And unto thee shall be his desire.
Unto you shall be his desire.
And thou shalt.
Stop. Unto thee shall be his desire. You will desire to do what sin wants you to.
Right. Okay.
Sin is tuna, unlawful women, shape-ups, tattoos, drugs. You're going to want to do that.
Right.
If you start off, you know how they say gateway drugs, gateway sin.
Right.
You do one sin, it's a snowball. Before you know it, I'm just gonna smoke this little bit of weed, man. I just need to calm my nerves.
Right.
It just keeps going. Before you know it, you're doing things you never did before. Because it's snowballs.
Right.
Go ahead. Unto thee shall be his desire. Go ahead.
And thou shalt rule over him.
Thou shalt rule over him. Go ahead.
And Cain talked with Abel his brother.
And Cain went here's the passive aggressive part. Cain is upset with the Lord. Don't you do well? Ooh. Why are you mad for? Didn't I tell you do a lamb? Give me a lamb next time, you'll be good. And the Lord leave. Hey, Abel, let me holler at you. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
Cain wanted to kill the Lord. Cain couldn't touch the Lord.
Right.
Abel did nothing to him at all. He had nothing to do with Cain being checked at all. He did. If Abel would have did what Cain did, Abel would have got checked. Abel had nothing to do with Cain getting checked. Abel was being a righteous man. Cain was being a sinner. He got checked by the Lord. He got mad. He got checked by the Lord. He could not be aggressive against the Lord because the Lord will surely kill him. So what did he do? In his passive aggressiveness, he took his anger out on the Lord. His anger towards the Lord, he took it out on Abel. That is passive aggressiveness. Let me tell you, brother, something. Sometimes y'all do this with y'all rings. If you had a bad day at work, do not come home making this broad do monkey jumping jacks on the goddamn ceiling. You're going to start arguing with the broad and wonder how the hell you in counsel. You're going to wonder how the hell you in marriage counsel.
Right.
All because you having a bad day at work, coming home making her flip off the wall. She having a bad day at work, coming home, egging you, not making you food, right, withholding the box, doing things like that. You understand? Don't be passive aggressive. If you had a bad day at work, guess what? You had a bad day at work. Act slave. You understand? If she had a bad day, act slave, and most of you brothers, of course, understand that, because I expect you to teach your women this. So if she has a bad day at work, you teach her how to keep that at work.
Right.
You understand? Come 4:30, work is over. Work is over. My mac and cheese can't be burnt because your boss didn't like the presentation you put together. There was too many customers in a goddamn Chick-fil-A. Right. He was overwhelmed.
Right.
No. Hell no. Hell no. Somebody robbed the store today. You got mad. I don't have to deal with that at home. You understand?
Right.
And it's called passive aggressiveness. Being mad at something and taking it out on something else is passive aggressiveness. I am mad at the white man. I am not going to go shoot my brother in the street.
Right.
That's what we're doing. You were mad because you know you should be a prince of the power, but instead you a drug peddler. So you fight over a block. You don't even own your house on the block. You rent it. And you don't even rent it, Section 8 pays for it.
Right.
But you're going to kill this man because he's from over there. And Section 8 paying for his house too. You're mad at the white man.
Right.
That's the truth. You don't got to admit it. I'll admit it for you. You are mad at the white man, and because of that, you go and you sin against your brother.
Right.
That's what you do. You sin against your brother because you are mad at the white man. Well, brother, why don't you just keep that anger where it belongs?
Right.
When you come home to the hood, why don't you help the old lady with the groceries? Why don't you greet your neighbor? You understand? Why don't you not cause a problem in your hood, on your block? Why don't every black man in their hood just do that? And keep that anger with the white man. Once you leave Dollar Tree is at Dollar Tree. It's over. It's over. It's done. It's done. Some broad, good night. Some broad. The Dollar Tree right there on Springfield Avenue. Beat the living hell. She was a manager. Beat the hell out of this black man. So Hispanic broad beat the living hell out of this Judite black man because she had a bad day. You understand? She had a bad day. I think you stealing. Nobody stealing. She went up on him, grabbed him by his dreads, and started rattling him. This video. This is a little old, maybe 3 months. About 3 months ago. There's a video. I couldn't tell you. I don't remember what the video looked like, but you might have seen it. And started rattling on him. Why? Because you got 3 baby daddies?
Right.
Because you was loose with the coochie. He got to get beat up in Dollar Tree.
Right.
How about, as a man, how about you keep your anger with the white man? That's the reason you on the block selling drugs. As a woman, how about you keep your anger with the white man? How about you keep your anger with yourself?
Right.
Keep with the white man. That your daddy wasn't in the house. Keep your anger with yourself.
Right.
that you ain't have no goddamn womanhood about you to keep your legs closed after you had sex with that first man. How about you direct your anger where it's supposed to go? Because when you start being angry at one thing but directing at another, that's passive aggressiveness. And Cain was passive aggressive towards the Lord, and he killed Abel because of it. He was mad because he couldn't check the Lord. You ever see somebody? You ever see a bully? They bully people all the time, and then he finally get in trouble with the teacher for something else. Parents come down there, slap his ass right in front of everybody. Excuse my language. Slap him right in front of everybody. All of a sudden, the people he was bullying like, ah, ah, ah. And as soon as the parents need to punch him, he punching on them at recess. Usually, he just take the money. Now he punching on them at recess. Passive aggressive because he wish he could punch his father.
Right.
He wish he could embarrass his mother like his mother just embarrassed him, but he can't. So he beats on you, or he beats on your kid, or he beats on that kid. You understand?
Right.
Cain wanted to beat the Lord. Cain couldn't beat the Lord. So Cain killed Abel. You understand? That's what happened. That's what happened. You understand? Cain was passive aggressive towards the Lord, and that passive aggressiveness led him to killing Abel. And despite what you brothers might think, passive aggressiveness is a lot more violent than aggressiveness. You understand that? Being aggressive, you know what being aggressive is? Which is why America is a festering hole of sissiness and demons.
Right.
Aggressiveness is every man of sound mind and body of age has a firearm. You probably don't want to act a fool anymore. That is active aggressiveness. You know what passive aggressiveness is? You know passive aggressiveness. I'm so afraid of guns. I'll take guns from everybody. And when people commit mass shootings, they'll go to your schools with your children in them and kill all your children.
Right.
They'll kill all your goddamn children because there's no one there to protect their children because you couldn't be aggressive about the situation. If the white man was aggressive about the gun problem in America, you know what the white man would do? He would stop white people from buying guns.
Right. That's right.
Done.
Right.
Done. You would give all that money in your pocket and in your institutions to the people in the hood. So they don't fight over blocks no more. Huh? They don't fight over property that doesn't belong to them. You understand?
Right.
They don't do that. You wouldn't stop a man from getting a job for committing a felony in a situation you provided for him.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
If you wanted to fix the gun problem in an aggressive way. You understand? He doesn't want to fix the gun problem in an aggressive way. He wants to be passive aggressive. He wants to just take everyone's guns.
Right.
He wants to take everyone's guns out. All it's going to do is cause more Uvaldes. You understand?
Right.
More Texas school shootings are coming in the future of America because they don't want guns. God wants guns.
That's
Do you
right.
understand that? God wants guns. You want Gucci. God wants guns.
Right.
God wants guns. You want Christian. You want Fendi. You want Chrome Heart. You want designer clothes. God wants guns. Huh? God wants militancy from black men. You understand?
Right.
That's what the Lord of the Bible wants.
Right.
Lord of the Bible wants that is aggressive. That is aggressive. Most passive aggressive. Most passive aggressive is making it illegal for black men to own firearms and then dropping off a trainload of firearms in the south border of Chicago. That's passive aggressive. Why don't you, I mean, at that point, why don't you just bring the military in and kill us? At least that'll be aggressive.
Right.
At least now you're being direct. Now you're being direct. The white man has a perpetual problem of passive aggressiveness, and you cannot have that problem of passive aggressiveness here.
Right.
Right.
You can't have that here. You must be aggressive and direct here.
The next,
Give me 2 Samuel 11 and 14. Anybody else give me Proverbs 30 and 20?
Whatever the 14, sir.
Yeah.
2 Samuel 11 and 14.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 14. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. And he wrote in the letter saying, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die.
This, I damn near want to skip for time's sake. And the other part of me want to just read this for the rest of the class because of how heavy it is. David wanted to kill Uriah for his girl.
Right.
To steal his wife. To have sex with Uriah's wife. David wants you to kill her. You understand this, huh? Y'all understand this because we all come from the world. He wanted to kill his best friend over some box.
Right.
And you thought your life wasn't in the Bible. You thought your life wasn't in the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible was a fairy tale the whole time, wasn't it? It was a fairy tale, Christianity, pixie dust, and fairy dust. David wanted to kill Uriah, his best friend, for some preaching. Read on.
Verse 15. And he wrote in the letter saying, set ye Uriah in the slot.
What would have been, what is an aggressive way for David to handle this? Keep seeing Uriah's wife. I want her. Whole time he knows Uriah's wife. What is an aggressive way for David to handle this?
To go to his brother and him alone. And let him know that he's actually lusting after the brother's wife. And then they work it out how they need to work it out.
What's a better way to handle it?
Just stop lusting after.
Go get your own broad.
Right.
Good night. Go get your own goddamn broad. Is it that serious? Right. Are you serious?
Right.
Are you serious? For real. Your best friend. Over her. You know you gotta die and come back, right?
Yes.
Go get the bar down the street.
Oh God.
What Paul say? If they're burning, let them marry. Go to the bar down the street. I can talk to her for a week and bring her back.
Oh God. Like.
Sit her down. And then leave Uriah's wife alone.
Right.
Well, you just can't control yourself. Stay away from her. Stay away from her. Stay away from her until you can stop being a disgusting bastard. She come around, you leave. That's a more direct way of dealing with it. I'm going to go get my own way. And until then, I will stay away from her. Until this demon is off of me, I will stay away from her. If not, I'm going to send my best friend to read it. I'm about to tell a damn story. Read it.
Oh God. Verse 16. And it came to pass when Joab observed the city that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that valiant men were. Verse 17. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab. And there fell some
Imagine
of the
being in a place where men deny women day in and day out, which is the highest you can get.
That's
Where
right.
you turn women down every goddamn day because they don't meet your standards. Imagine being here and trying to set your brother up for some vagina. You're a vagina. Read.
And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab. And there fell some of the people
of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite died also.
David said, hey, yo, send him with a heavy hitter's head. Not with one heavy hitter's head. You know that platoon they got that got all they mighty men? Yeah. Put Uriah in the front. The front, sir? The front.
Right.
And then when he call you for backup, don't respond.
Right.
So he can die. You can go to the funeral and shed big tears. And a week later, slide inside of his broad. I wish I could give you my broad. I wish I could. If it would make you stay in the goddamn truth, you could have every woman that ever tries to talk to you. If it's that goddamn serious, huh? If it's that damn serious, I wish you could have every broad that ever looked my way. I wish that was all you, brother. If that's what it takes for you to stay in the goddamn truth, you can have them all. You can have them all. Go ahead.
No, sir. Verse 18.
I pray what I said I'm going to be out here.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18.
Excuse me for the burden.
No, sir. Then Joab sent and told David all the things concerning the war, and charged the messenger, saying, for thou hast made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king. And if so be that the king's wrath arise, and he say unto thee,
Dropped it. Give me Proverbs 30 and 20. I wanted to go real in depth on that. I had like 15 scripts I wanted to break down back to back to back. Just on that right there, but at the end of that, he sent Uriah off to die because he was lusting for his broad. He fake cries over Uriah and slides in his broad.
the scripture says, sir?
And that's that right there, what I just said?
No, sir.
That's the end of that. That's the end of 14.
What the scripture said after this?
Proverbs 30 and 20.
No.
And that is the only thing David earned in women. Just like his son Solomon earned in women. Wanted that broad so bad, he killed her husband. 30 and 20, Proverbs.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 20.
30.
30.
Somebody else give me Ecclesiasticus 9 and 9.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and whippeth her mouth.
Wipeth.
She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness.
Brother, when you do things, okay, let's get back to the passive aggressive, right? Which we never left. If you do something to somebody, something evil to somebody, and then pretend you have not. I ain't do that. That wasn't me. Throw a stone at somebody's window and then run. That wasn't me. Somebody you can't stand. They confront you about it. And you say that wasn't me. That is passive aggressive. When your woman, let me tell you something. Your woman cheats on you all the time.
Yeah.
She don't say nothing. She don't say nothing. She eats, which is that rod that goes inside of her. And she wipe her mouth. Throw the condom out, take the trash out. Put the sheets in the washing machine. Or maybe she did it in a hotel like a slut. And you press her like, where was you at Saturday? You so insecure. I was with my friend Whoopty Whoopty Whoop. She eats, wipes her mouth, and says, I've done nothing wrong. When did I eat that food? I didn't eat that food. What are you talking about? That's passive aggressive. It'd be better if she just said, yeah, I cheated on you. Yeah. I went to the Sheraton Inn on 239 McCoskey Avenue.
Right.
Room 206. Checked in under the name Jocelyn. And cheated on you. That would be much more direct, and you can just leave the bar. Instead, you sleeping with a whore right now. You're sleeping with a whore, and when you do that to your brother, when you do things to your brother, when you do bad, horrible things, like talk about him behind his back, he confronts you about it, and you say, I never said that. What are you talking about? It must be a misunderstanding. You're being passive aggressive. I can't stress that enough. If you have an issue with a brother, address it. We run this school off of brotherly relationships. You understand that?
Oh, God.
We run this school off of nothing can break the brother. Nothing. You cannot have a problem with a man and not address it. You cannot do that. You can't do little slip things. Let me tell you something, man. You can't hate the man above you. Hey, I need you to go ahead and make sure you got your stuff clean if you can, man. The last time. Let me say it more masculine, right? Hey, I want to make sure you iron your garment this week, man. Make sure you iron your garment. Make sure you look glorious this week. I would have time to iron my garment. You know what I mean? But somebody just keep asking me to do stuff. Well,
That's what I can say.
how the hell do I respond to that? Good. Somebody keep asking me to do something. What the hell are you talking about? I would, but don't be indirect. Handle your problems aggressively like a man. Handle them directly up. You go a long way in here doing that. Give me Proverbs. Give me Ecclesiasticus 9 and 9. And somebody should go holding that. Ecclesiasticus 9 and 9. You didn't cover. When you think about your brother evil, that is being passive aggressive, man. You got a problem with your brother that you're not addressing, and you should address it.
Right.
Because now you're treating him bad when the whole time, the reason why you're not going, let me put you on a secret. The reason you're not going to your brother is because you know he did nothing to you. That's why you're sitting there thinking on your own, in your own little head, how bad of a person he is and what he's done to you, what he must have done to you. But you won't address him about it because you know he's done nothing. It's passive aggressiveness because you will treat him as if he's harmed you in some way, but he has not. You done it?
Scripture says.
Good.
Come. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9, verse 9. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms.
Brother, stop being passive. Stop dirty macking, man. You brothers out here dirty macking with these broads and the god, man. Good night, man. You went up with a broad in the bar. Hey, it's good. Woo. What you drinking on? I don't drink that. When we get to woo, I got a man. I ain't ask you that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop. Yeah. I'm dating your brother. What you doing? Ooh. Yeah, I know, but he'll be treating you like that. As a matter of fact, I ain't even gonna tell you that. Tell me what? It's my brother, man, but he was was out with somebody else last night. Dirty Mac. Dirty Mac. Trying to lay your mat down, you ain't got no game, so your game is kicking somebody else back. And the reason you ain't got no game is because she already taken anyway. You shouldn't have no game for her. She's gone. Somebody else locked that down already. It's over. It's done. There's billions of her. It's over. No, you got a dirty Mac with her. Brother, do not sit down with another man's wife. That is passive aggressive. You got a problem with that man, and so you figured, I'm going to try to put my rod in his woman. I'm going to put my rod inside his woman because I got a problem with him. When you could be a man and be a brother to your brother, and you could just go to him about whatever the hell your issue with him is, fix it and be done with it. Right. Instead, you want to wake up and the goddamn hotel was broke. Brothers get killed behind that, man. Brothers get killed behind that. Do not sit down with somebody else's wife to have no goddamn drinks and you know she's married. If you talking to a broad and the broad go, I got a boyfriend, the conversation is over. It's over. Hey, sis, hey, Shalom, I hope you have a good day, man. Done. Right. What other business do you have with her? So hand her flyer, hand her flyer. Drop that. Give me Philippians. Nope. Give me Proverbs 11 and 9. Proverbs 18 and 8. Proverbs 18 and 8.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 8. Mm-hmm. The words of the talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly.
If you're lying on your brother, it's passive aggressive. You got an issue with him, and you think that by making somebody else have an issue with him is going to fix your issue that you have with him. You're going to feel better about you having a problem with him because you're going to try to turn everybody else against him. Right. That's a sucker move, and you are passive aggressive. You are passive aggressive. You will try to attack him from afar. You'll try to whisper in people's ears to make them not like him and ruin his life secretly. Instead of walking up to that man and saying, hey man, I ain't like when you did this. Right. You'll try to ruin his life. Everything we done broke down today, from dealing with women, whispering about your brother, having an issue with your brother, pretending you have an issue with your brother. It's all passive aggressiveness. We are not passive in this school. We are very direct. Right. Very direct. You should say what you mean, and you should mean what you say. And you should never cause confusion. You understand? You should never cause confusion on it. You should handle everything up front. That is aggression. All right? That is aggression. Don't be passive. Be direct. Or be you can only be a vagina, or you can be direct. That's your only options in this school. Is there any other questions? No sweat. Make sure y'all come into that New York cookout next weekend. Next weekend, that New York cookout, where everybody will be aggressive, and no one will be passive aggressive, and all vaginas will be stopped at the gate. Right. All vaginas will be stopped at the gate, except the vaginas are supposed to be there. Salakia. All sisters come. All sisters come through the cookout. All sisters come to the cookout. Come through. You got a husband, bring your husband. If you don't, bring your other female friend. Bring your other female
That's
friend.
right.
You come there, Marcus Garvey Park. Next Sunday was August 28th, 29th.
Right.
Which one? 28th, 29th.
28.
August 28th, Marcus Garvey Park. That's next Sunday. Man, get there around 12. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come there decked out, looking all bad and all that. You brothers come in, come get some warfare. Stop whispering in people's ears about how much you hate the next man, man. And just come on around and be aggressive for once in your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? That being said, we're going to wrap class up. Sure.